Hey everybody, how's it going today? It's John Taylor on my news desk and my prop trading desk, looking at commodities today. Natgas, my goodness, silver bullion's pumping to a new all-time high. Do me a favor, give my videos a like and a share, and please subscribe to my channel. Today's Wednesday, January 21st, 2026. Got a lot of exciting news to go over. Not much on the economic calendar today. So we do have coming up, though, this week, all right, initial jobless claims, GDP, personal income, PCE, core PCE, S&P flash, PMI, and then PMI, durable goods orders coming up. So a lot of news on geopolitics and socioeconomics. And so I'm not a financial advisor, I have to say that. So check this out. I go over geopolitics first and then socioeconomics. This is my journal every day. And then, Intel's pumping. I brought all my viewers Intel stock at like $18 a share. It's now at 52. So a lot of news. Let's go over geopolitics. I look at bar chart first, and then I look at Yahoo Finance. And then from there, and we look at, the different marketplace and see how the markets and commodities are trading and Bitcoin and all that. So Bitcoin's had a nice dippy dip, so I'm accumulating it. Let's see here. Yeah, Bitcoin's doing great. So of the commodities, so let's go first. Let's look at the news, what's being reported on bar chart. So let's see here. S&P futures muted with focus on Trump's Davos address and corporate earnings. My goodness. U.S. stocks steady a day after their biggest drop since October. Ryanair CEO dismisses Elon Musk's idea of buying the airline as verbal feud escalates. Edmunds tests the BMW X5 and the Mercedes GLE. So let's see, there's battle going on, SUV battles. Ahead of Avery earnings. I just go over the news. I do my own research for myself, and then my viewers, you get to participate. Tell me what you think. Salesforce earnings are coming up. Norwegian Cruise Lines. Spotify news on that. Mosaic Company's earnings. And, all right, let's go over the major market overview. This is me doing my research for myself. S&P minis up 37 points. The NASDAQ 100 minis up 100 points. Dow futures pivoting back up about 300 points. The VIX at 19.260s. We're getting some increase. Volatility is interesting. It's just been straight up recently. The Dixie, the US dollar, at 98.270. The 10-year at 111-150, up a few ticks. Got to watch the yield on that. Crude oil, 60.39 flat. Natgas. Now, if you recall on my recent videos, again, I'm not a commodity trading advisor. It's just for informational purposes only. But I was discussing UNG and UNL with Natgas, thinking that it was oversold. In the last week, we've seen a huge pump in Natgas, so more on that later. Gold up $91 to a new all-time high at $4,856. Silver bullion at 93.650. Unreal. I'm a seller of some silver bullion. I don't sell my entire bags, but I'm selling into the strength. All right, so cocoa is off. Coffee. Coffee's a commodity. Got a nice cup of coffee this morning. My coffee videos have become very popular with my viewers, and again, I want to welcome all my new subs too. Okay, market leaders, what are active? Nvidia, Netflix, Tesla, Advanced Micro Devices, Micron Technologies, SanDisk up again. Let's see, Microsoft, Meta Platforms, Oracle, and then Taiwan Semiconductors. So these, and Lockheed Martin is a chart of the day. So the MIC, or the military industrial complex with Lockheed Martin, hits a new 52-week high. Shares up 20% over the last year. So it's 100% by technical opinion on bar chart. So military, we're going into World War III apparently with Iran and China and Russia and North Korea. My goodness. And then Brazil announces their alliance with Iran. A lot of news and a lot of saber rattling between the U.S. now and Iran. So more on that later. So my goodness. Nvidia, Netflix, Tesla, Micron Technologies, Intel, and of course Google's doing awesome too. I've owned stock in Google for years. So let's look here real quick on Yahoo Finance. See what Yahoo Finance is reporting. Stay with me to the end and like and share my video. I appreciate it. Let's see. Can't seem a little technical difficulty here on Yahoo Finance. So it doesn't seem to be working. So let's see here. So we'll see. Bitcoin's pumping this morning, had a big dippy dip. We'll go over that here and quickly. And let's see. Also too, I look at Wolf Street. They do great work too. So Wolf Street, they're alternative news. Japanese government 30-year yield explodes after threat of increased spending and tax cuts. And then bond vigilantes rising from the grave. Energy inflation for households, electricity, Natgas pipe to the home, gasoline and other fuels. So there's hyperinflation. U.S. government sold $654 billion of treasuries this week. 10-year yield spikes to 4.25. High, condo prices now below 2005, 2007 housing bubble. And Oakland and Chicago and cities in Florida like Port St. Lucie and condo bubbles burst. So that's what we have on the news. Bitcoin's pumping. I bought the dippy dip on it. Bitcoin looks oversold technically. So let's see if we can get Yahoo Finance to work here. Let's see what's going on there. Let's see. Interesting. So Yahoo might be out today. I'll check that. Let's check out Yahoo down outage. So let's see. Down detector. Let's check and see if Yahoo's having problems. Yeah, they are. So it's not me. Yahoo outage is pumped up huge. So, is that a cyber attack? Or EMP? Who knows? But a lot of news now. Let's look at CNN. I look at both sides of the political spectrum. I look to the left, look to the right, and I tend to be right in the center. President Trump speaks at World Economic Forum in Switzerland at Davos amid his push for Greenland. A lot of news with Greenland. Greenland, there's been Russian and Chinese warships and incursions in a sense into Greenland. And of course, Greenland is loaded with natural resources, and as these ice caps are melting, that's talking about green energy and then the possibility of, what is causing this. Is it global warming because of the combustion of hydrocarbons, or is it the end of the ice age? I think personally it's a combination of both. The Industrial Revolution started, in the mid-18th century, and now, we got billions of people on the planet driving combustion cars with hydrocarbons and fuels, and coal plants producing heat and burning the fossil fuels, and at the same time the ice age ends and it's shifting. So Greenland, there's news stories about these mega ice caps that are now melting off of Greenland and type of thing. So regardless, Greenland also is good land. It's not only loaded with natural resources and rare earth metals, but it's also good for mining Bitcoin because it's cooler there. So we're seeing a lot of demand obviously for Greenland. European officials are planning to use a forum in Davos to stage an intervention to cool tensions over Trump's ambition to annex Greenland. So we saw that with, out of nowhere, we saw Venezuela, gets taken over or acquired. Major storms coming on the weather. Of course, it's wintertime. So, man, Fox News, let's take a look at that. Yahoo Finance is out today. So on Yahoo, live coverage. Trump takes questions after addressing world leaders at Economic Forum at Davos at the World Economic Forum. My goodness. Activists, they storm churches. You know, there's news on Don Lemon, I guess. Education Department joins fraud fight after $1 billion of college student aid scheme uncovered. So the college education, it's all a sham, I guess. Trump tells Davos the U.S. is uniquely able to secure Greenland. And of course, NATO falling apart? There's been a lot of sanctions announced with European Union. French champagne is going to get taxed or, with tariffs. The tariffs, boy, I'll tell you, Super Bowl champion reveals extended. Okay, we got that. A lot of this news is not PC. So fare evaders openly test New York City's new subway gates. So they're figuring that out. It's unreal. Don Lemon storming church. So, boy, I'll tell you, this activism with Don Lemon, a lot of news. Wow. So NASA astronauts who they're stuck in space retires. My goodness. So a lot of news here. So let's stay with me to the end because I give you free alpha. Again, I brought you Natgas. Bitcoin's pumping nice above 90,000. So let's look at my trading plan for today. So let's see here. We got, all right, Bitcoin's pumping nice. It's at a big dippy dip. It's got a great negative weighted alpha like Natgas and orange juice and rice and cheese. Not a CTA again, I gotta say that. But this news here, BKCH is pumping, Bitcoin's pumping. So I'll DCA Bitcoin today. The Bitcoin, SPY ETF, BKCH, the blockchain ETFs, Block, BLOK, and then ETH, ETHE. So this is my trading plan for today. So let's also look, it's exciting times too, look in the geopolitics and then see how that plays out in the capital markets. BKCH, nice pump, even though Bitcoin dipped huge in the last couple days. So BKCH is awesome, up 3% today on the global funds. I run a synthetic Bitcoin mining rig that I invented about 7 or 8 years ago. I purchased the BKCH, the blockchain ETF, in combination with Bitcoin. I might even put a link in my video where you can read my ebook for free. So if you ever thought you wanted to go into the mining industry in Iceland or Greenland or anywhere, you can just purchase BKCH, the blockchain ETF, plus Bitcoin, and I show you how to do so. Iron Limited, Coinbase, Applied Digital, Bitmine, Emergent Technologies, HUD-8 Corporation, Cipher Mining, Galaxy Digital, Riot Platforms, TerraWolf, and Core Scientific. A lot of news going on. Let's look at Iron Limited today. Stock symbol IREN, pumping huge, up 4%. My goodness. I own Iron Limited. I own Applied Digital stock is pumping. Man, that's, do me a favor, give me a like and a share. Let's get the word out. We're getting a lot of new subs. I want to welcome all of you. And Applied Digital up 5% today. Symbol APLD, running about 15 minutes. I don't edit my videos, but my channel hasn't monetized yet, but it has indirectly because I do my journal every day and formulate my trading plan. And then from there, it's just incredible. So, man, Iron Limited, Applied Digital, Bitminer Technology. That stock had a huge dippy dip a couple weeks ago, and now it's pumping. Up nice today at 28.42. Bitminer Technologies at looking good. What else? HUD 8, big news on HUD 8. That stock's been being accumulated up huge today, about 6.5%, 7%. Symbols HUT, HUT, like football, HUT. So that's what we got there with HUD 8 is doing awesome. Cipher Mining, let's see Cipher Mining, how it's doing today. So I just do my research for myself, for my viewers, and you get to see this live. Cipher Mining up 8%, huge pump on that. I own shares in it. In fair disclosure, I own stock shares in all these companies that I mentioned, and it's just for informational purposes only. Galaxy Digital, stock symbol, let's see here. Minutes up 3%, GLXY pumping huge. Precious metals are pumping, it's telling a story. Iran and Russia and my goodness, Riot Platforms. My goodness, is there a riot in Riot Platforms? Stock's up 3%, looking good. They're in Castle Rock, Colorado. So, and then TeraWulf, stock symbol Wolf, WULF. I own shares in it, up nice, about 3% today on TeraWulf. Bam. TeraWulf owns and operates integrated environmentally clean Bitcoin mining facilities in the U.S. They're based in Easton, Maryland, near all the data centers, data center row up there in Maryland. TeraWulf, looking good. And Core Scientific, a lot of news on it. It's pumping, doing great. Man, up 3% today. Stock's looking strong. So that dippy dip, I'm buying the dip in Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Ripple, Solana. I own it. Man, these cryptos are doing great. Again, so I'll DCA. My trading plan is I'm going to DCA Bitcoin today, buying the dip on it, DCA SPY ETF, DCA Bitcoin, BKCH ETF, blockchain BLOK, and then DCA ETH, ETHE. So these are looking great. So that's my one trading plan. Then I look at Bitcoin. Oh my goodness, Bitcoin's pumping up nice from, let's see, had a dippy dip at 88,118, and now it's trading while it's at 90,174. So we got that nice big dip in Bitcoin now forms a cup and a handle and a breakout. So I don't trade on the margin and I don't use stop orders. So let's take a look here. My Bitcoin position has rolled in and out of being profitable. So my average cost basis on Bitcoin, it's interesting too. It's nice too. See, I keep all of my Bitcoin here too. I have it all secured. This thing's nice. Keep it on the electronic device, the Trezor. So that's interesting here. Let's see Bitcoin. What's going on with that? So this is me doing my research for myself. My average buy price on Bitcoin is 92,715. So I'm upside down about 3,000 points. So Bitcoin, Natgas, the different commodities are oversold, plus Ethereum, and so I'm accumulating such. So Bitcoin is looking good. So I'm buying the dip on Bitcoin and it's pumping today. So let's look at some of these cryptos. In fair disclosure, I own all these stock shares that I mentioned, but let's see what we have here. What we have here is Bitcoin. Ethereum is off about 2%. So I own Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, XRP. Ripple's pumping great today. It's up nice. But, Ethereum, let's see, Ripple, XRP dipped to 186 and now it's pumping to 194. So we got a lot of great news going on there with the Bitcoin and all the cryptos. So let's look at the ones. Litecoin's looking good. Zcash is having a nice pump. Dogecoin, Link, Stinky Link is doing well. Bonk and Pepe the Frog, Dog with Hat. I got Dog with Hat here. So these are my Bitcoin. Looking at Bitcoin is pumping above 90,000, looking good. So that's what we have, everyone. I have run in about 20 minutes. I'll put a link down below. You can read my ebook for free on Kindle on my synthetic Bitcoin mining rig. It's incredible. I use existing platforms. I can travel as a perpetual traveler or digital nomad, and I can mine Bitcoin anywhere on the entire planet without having to invest and maintain all the infrastructure. So check it out. You can see the link down below. So that's what I have. Exciting day, peace in the Middle East. My goodness. Venezuela. All the land, the wars are always fought typically over lands that are rich in natural resources. So Venezuela, for example, is loaded. South America has lithium mines. The Spaniards did gold mining in South America years ago in order to finance their indebtedness, back in the 1500s or so. So it's nothing new. And now Iran is loaded with natural resources, Natgas, oil, obviously, and rare earth minerals. My goodness. So, does the U.S. want to acquire Iran? It did so with Venezuela. So I try to stay out of that as politically and just kind of remain neutral. But we got to pray for the people of Iran too. They're in a tough place, and so we want to have peace and abundance for everyone. But I have water. I went to the refrigerator today, got a big thing of water. People in Iran can't do that. They're starving, so it's not good. So anyway, everyone, have a great day. I say this every day. I give thanks for my abundant supply now manifested. I have it now. It's John Taylor on his news desk here. Look, this is what you want here. Get yourself a Bentley. I have it now. So with that, have a great, awesome day. Run at about 22 minutes. Please like and share, and welcome everyone subscribing to my channel. Thanks. Have an awesome day.